Good Saturday morning.
Hello, everyone. Saturday morning.
Now, you know what time that
At least where we
means?
are. Yep.
Well, yeah, at least where we are, yeah.
It is the Metalheads Unite podcast. Live and in your face.
In your face, Randy.
In your face.
All right. I know. We got a lot to cover with some sad news, of course, and then just kind of pile up on the week that it's been. I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, there's been a lot of activity this week in the
Yeah.
news period. So I'd be kind of I don't know. I kind of feel like it would be shameful for me not to recognize some of the stuff that went on with Charlie Kirk and the school shootings and the girl that got stabbed on the butt. I mean, it's just, man, we're getting crazy out there, dude.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's fucking nuts. I mean that's really the basically all I
yeah,
all. I mean without without having this show turn into something else.
yeah. I mean, I just wanted to mention it. I don't
Yeah.
want to cover anything
Oh
because
no. I mean
that's not what we do, and it's not really to me everything that goes on with a lot of that is opinionated. So
yeah.
we all have opinions. Like we got assholes. So
Yeah.
and the fact that we can't share our opinions without you know being threatened is ridiculous, man. It's like
Yeah. But yeah,
it's
shit's getting out of hand, man.
yeah,
It's just gotten stupid.
yeah,
It
and
really has.
it's I don't know. It's like these people have families and things like that. That they were young. I mean, they're a lot younger. Everybody, all of them were a lot younger than we are. So I mean, it's kind
Hmm.
of I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, guys. I wish I did, but they
Yeah.
definitely need to figure something out, man. But I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, me personally, I don't think the punishments for crimes are extreme enough. I mean, I'll
I
just
don't
say
think
that.
I don't think so either.
I
There's
think
there's
I think if I mean, if you think about looking at stuff in the past, I mean, even go back to the Western days. People on wanted posters probably weren't you know as much as it would be right now. You know what I mean? So I mean, of course, there wasn't as many people in the world in either. But I'm just saying, like people knew they got hung, so they wouldn't do shit. It's
yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
like
there were I mean,
there's a consequence to something. That 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to do it.
well,
There's
yeah.
always going to be those few out there, but I just think it would be a lot less if there
Yeah,
was
well, I mean
we
I
mean
mean
business about shit. But
yeah, I mean granted we don't need to execute people for everything, of
well,
course.
no,
But
no,
I know that's not what you were saying. But I mean, there used to be actual consequences for shit, and people are gonna be like, well, there is now. I mean, people can be jailed forever, and that's true. But I mean, there's all
but
here's what annoys me is when you have situations like the ones that have happened this week, then they find, and they'll find a person and then they'll charge them with all this shit, and then they'll go through all this process. They'll be like, oh well, if you take a plea deal, we'll knock it down to this, this, and this. And I'm like,
yeah, fuck
well,
that.
like, what the hell is the point of charging people with
Exactly.
stuff if all you're gonna do is plea deal, do this bullshit plea deal? Here's the thing, plea deals are like, well, plead guilty and admit that you did it, and then we'll give you less punishment. That makes no, that's never made
Right,
any sense.
right.
It's never
Yeah,
made any sense to
it
me.
is. It is a
It
bit.
drives me insane.
It seems a bit
But
backwards.
yeah, but I mean, I I wish we had the answers too. But unfortunately, I mean, the whole thing is that a lot of people were like, with what happened to Charlie Kirk and the school shooting and everything, people are like, oh, it's all the guns' fault. Well, what do you want to? Well, what's your excuse for what happened to the woman on the train? She
Yeah.
got stabbed. There was no gun involved.
I mean,
So that's the whole
I mean,
thing. I mean, everyone always wants to be like, it's guns, it's guns, it's guns. I mean,
well,
guns
people.
don't do anything by themselves. I mean,
Right.
we've got a gun in the safe in our room.
Yeah, I'm saying.
That gun hasn't done shit on its own because
Nope.
it's in the safe. It's not in the hands of anybody.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can use anything as a weapon. I mean, John Wick killed 3 people in a bar with a fucking pencil. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the realization that people try to get away from is, if you did take away guns from the actual citizens, then the criminals are still going to find a way to get one. I mean,
Exactly.
and if you're, and it's not really the Second Amendment wasn't meant for that. The Second Amendment was meant for a tyrannical government,
Hmm.
because if the government gets tyrannical, then you should be able to bear arms to protect yourself. That's
Right.
that's what the place is there for.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you take that away, then what's to say that you're giving up yourself, and we're just pretty much giving up control of anything. So
Yeah.
and it's like people say, one right leads to another, and then next thing you know, you can't say shit, you can't do shit. So I mean, you're just under.
Yeah. And we've
Uh,
already and we've already seen, we've already seen the kind of shit that's happening in the UK with,
right.
I mean, hell, you can't even like. I mean, people are getting arrested for posting memes in the UK, for Christ's sake. I mean,
That's just ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous.
if you can't, if you're gonna start getting arrested for jokes, I mean, we might as well just pack this whole thing in and call it a day as the human race, man.
Right.
I mean,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and it's to me, for people to make jokes about some of the stuff that's went on this week is just unreal to me. Like, that's just it's a little too far, but that's just me personally. I mean, comedian, if you got a comedian out there and he's starting to make jokes about something that went on this week like that, I would never watch him again. I don't care if it's my
no,
favorite guy. I mean, it's just some things you kind of stay away from. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's fun to make fun of politics. In a sense of me. I could care less either way, but if they're making jokes about the one side, this is the thing that we need to get away from. Is you got one side pointing fingers at the other side, and it's almost like you got somebody. This is a problem. I feel like this is the media. Hey, hey, go over there and tell the left they're doing shit wrong. And then
mm,
hey, go over there and tell the right they're fucking up. And so
yeah.
it's kind of like this is what I feel like the power the media has over with everything in the world today. I think they've gotten way too much influence on the way people act and think.
Well, well, the mainstream media is all trash.
It is. It
I don't,
is.
I don't,
I
get it.
don't. I don't. I don't. I don't watch it. I don't listen to it. Most of the
No,
stuff that I see happening, we happen to be we happen to be in getting our car serviced when they broke the news through a TV show that was on, and I don't even remember what the TV show was. It was like a soap opera or something, but they
yeah,
broke the news that he got shot during that, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck,
yeah,
So it's kind of crazy, man. It's just like this. Well, I
yeah.
don't know, man.
No,
It's
it's
it's well, I'll say this, if anything good comes of this, people that go and do these things from now on are going to be a lot more security, you know, precautions in place. I know he was kind of open about just having a one-on-one conversation with people, so there wasn't a lot of security protocols in place. But that's kind of probably what done him in is not having that extra security around. So two people is not security. I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't know if that's the only people we have, but I know that's the two people they've been talking about was the two security people behind him.
well,
But
well. I mean, I
um,
do, I do know that there were. I mean, he had like
well, I mean,
two.
the college campuses, I'm sure will supply some of
Yeah, but I
theirs.
mean,
I'm sure, but it's still not enough for crowds that
yeah.
large. You know what I mean?
I
So
tell you, I'll tell you this. Between with what happened to Charlie Kirk, and then obviously back when they took a shot at Trump. I mean, I do know one thing that needs to be done, and I'm talking about for everybody. Because whether it's for Donald Trump or whether it's for whoever else is campaigning for president on either side, Democrat, Republican, or whatever,
right.
where these rallies are held, there needs to be a sweep of every fucking rooftop
Oh yeah.
in a half-mile radius, for Christ's sake.
Yep.
Because that's my whole thing is, I mean, I don't no one, Democrat, Republican, whatever, no one should have to fear being shot at when you're trying to give a speech or just trying to
Right.
hold hold a get together. You know, what happened to Trump and what happened to Charlie Kirk. You know, I wouldn't be happy if it happened to, you know, Biden or Harris or
Right.
Tim, whoever. It this isn't how this shit's supposed to go. You know, people shouldn't have to worry about, am I going to be getting, you know, am I going to be have to worry about getting picked off trying to give a speech.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened to, you know, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and this whole
JFK.
yeah, the thing that, you know, they wrote about in The Cult of Personality: when a leader speaks, that leader dies, and that's not
Right.
how this is supposed to go.
Exactly.
You can disagree with viewpoints. The whole point of opposing viewpoints
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to be, hey, let's talk this shit out. Not, I don't like what you said, so I'm going to kill you. That's
Yeah.
not how this shit's supposed to go, because it doesn't solve anything, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And all it does is embolden both sides.
Yeah.
You
I think
know,
another
so
thing that bothers me too is people were talking about, his views on certain things, and which to to me, some things I agreed on, some things I'm just like, that's maybe a
well,
little
that's
too extreme. But the thing is like he, his religion came first, so anything that went against his religion, he's like, no, that's not what we're doing. I believe this. He even said about the the letter community. He's like, my religion tells me that those people are damn, it's a sin to be laying with the same sex or whatever. He said, but I got people on my staff that are gay. So
Mhm.
it's like, I don't think. I think the biggest thing right now is people need to quit picking and choosing what they want to take from a story. I mean, a story is a story because there's the whole story, right?
Well,
So it's not a
a,
it's
a,
not
a,
a it's not a hey, this is a piece of the story. It's like,
well, that again, that goes back to the mainstream media. And I was actually talking to Angela about this the other night. If you hear, if as far as the mainstream media goes, if you ask me, these 24-hour news networks need to go away, every single one of them, because the news used to be the news, the who, what, where, when, and why. That's what the news used to
right.
be. Then when they started these 24-hour news networks, they had to fill 24 hours of airtime.
Mm-hmm.
So if there wasn't
Yeah.
something actually going on, like if there wasn't something to report, what happened? They had started with all these editorial fucking shows, and hey, let's
Right.
get together and have these talking head group sessions, and then it all became opinion pieces, and then that's when
Mm-hmm.
shit started slanting this way. That's
Yeah.
when shit started slanting this way,
Yeah.
and then
And then
everything, and then every
the facts get buried. So
exactly everything in the middle, the meat of everything that you're supposed to be reporting on, which are the facts of the case, no matter what the
mm-hmm.
case is, that shit didn't matter. It's how can we make this? How can we take this and get people to believe what we believe? How can we
Right.
take this and get people to believe what we believe?
Well,
The news is not opinion based. The news is fucking this is everything that you can prove.
yeah.
This is what happened. This is when it was. This is who was involved. This was the result.
I think the
That's the
biggest
news.
I think the biggest offender of stuff like that is these influencers, though, because they come out and they get their fucking phone out on every little thing, and then they think they're the fucking Tom
Yeah.
Brokaw of 2025. You
Right.
don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like there
No.
was there was
That's
so
true.
much stuff. There was so
True.
much stuff where influencers right here. Oh, it was the right. It was the left. He got shot for his political views, and we don't know. At that point, we didn't know who the guy that shot him. We didn't know anything about. But the story should have went like this: hey, this is Jason from Metalheads Unite. Charlie Kirk just been shot. As soon as we get any updates, we'll let you know. That's all that needs to be said at that
Hmm.
point because nobody knew any of the fucking facts. But no, people want to go out here 5 minutes after the shooting and think they know every fucking thing. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, that's kind of. I think that's the thing that kills me more than anything is just, just why don't you let everything? People don't have any patience to let everything develop and get proof and get, all this content. So they look like dumbasses at some point because they're out here spewing all this shit, and then when it comes to, who done it, why they done it, and then, the trial starts and all this other stuff, they look like idiots because everything they said was wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, I think I would want to be more right than be the first one to break something. I think that's the thing, that they think they have to be first to break something.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
as you know, to me, it's like, be right. If you want to break something, that's fine. Do it in a way where you're not giving out any false information. Just say,
Uh-huh.
hey, like I said, Charlie Kirk got shot. We don't know what the extent of his injuries. We don't know what happened. As soon as we find out anything, we'll let you know. Like that. So. Uh, if it ain't Norwegian metal, it is goth. Okay. So, uh, yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
well, I
it's
mean,
it's all metal though, isn't it? I mean,
that's definitely one spin you could put on it. Sure.
yeah. uh, but neither here nor there. We just I just kind of felt like we would be you know out of
Yeah,
place if we didn't
it's
mention something. And our hearts go out to everybody. This
everybody.
week. The bad thing is look at the week. It happened. We're still mourning the deaths of people 20 some odd years ago, man,
Yeah.
from 9/11. So I mean, and then all this has to take place in the same week is kind of
Right. All the
I
way
think
around
it
it.
just brings a lot of emotions back for people. You know what I mean? So
It does.
uh, hey, but we're here to tell you, turn on some metal and
Yep.
release some energy and
That's right.
whatever. So cut it, cut some metal on, clean your house, whatever you need
That's
to do to
right.
keep yourself occupied and
Right.
mind off the horrific
Yeah.
world we live in. So
Yeah. It's been a rough week, so turn it on and turn it up.
that's right. Turn on, turn it up. Yeah.
Good
So
evening. Good evening to you too, Polar Knights, joining us on Twitch in the chat.
so
Thank you for joining us.
but we will get started with our show. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure we mentioned those things because I feel like that's part of kind of where everybody's focus is this week.
Yeah.
So
And rightly so. It's been a shitty week.
yeah, it's been a little wild. So
Yeah.
but, all that happening, and then we're trying to prepare for this. So we're
Yep.
so. All right, I guess we'll kick this thing off with birthdays, just like we always do. This week was September the 7th through the 13th. September 7th, we had Kyle Stevens, guitarist from Bang Tango from 88 to 93, and then from 2019 to present. We had Paul McCoy, vocalist for 12 Stones. Doug Scarrett, guitarist for Saxon. September 8th, we had Mick Brown, drummer for Dokken and Ted Nugent. Michael Lardy, keyboardist, guitarist, and producer for Great White and Night Ranger. Troy Sanders, bassist for Mastodon. Phil Bozeman, vocalist for Whitechapel. Whitechapel. Jay Weinberg, drummer for Slipknot from 2014 to 2023, and then now with Suicidal Tendencies. Paul Marzurkowitz, drummer for Cannibal Corpse. September 9th, we had Doug Engel, vocalist and keyboardist for Iron Butterfly. He unfortunately passed away last year. I'm pretty sure he was in our in memoriam segment last year.
He was. Yeah, he absolutely was.
Christopher Rigg, vocalist for Over and Arcturus. Marcos Curiel, guitarist for POD. Chris Caffery, guitarist for Sabotage, and of course with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, because that's damn near everybody in Sabotage is in that too. So
yep. Sure enough.
September 10th, we had Joe Perry, guitarist from Aerosmith. September 11th, we had Tommy Shaw, guitarist and vocalist for Styx and the Damn Yankees. We had Gidget Geen, or Bradley Stewart, as he's known as to his friends and family, or was known as actually. So guitarist, bass player for Marilyn Manson. He unfortunately passed away in 2008. We have Mark Klepaski, bassist for Breaking Benjamin, and then one of our good friends, Tim Swisher, over at Eyes of the Living, guitars and vocals there. September 12th, we had Neil Peart, drummer and lyricist for Rush. He passed away in 2020. We have Michael Paget. I don't know if it's Paget or Paget. How does he pronounce? Is it Bullet from a Valentine? Michael?
Not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not either. So I never really thought much about it until I just seen this. But he is a guitarist for Bullet from a Valentine. We had Gus G. Constantinos, guitarist for Firewind and Dream Evil. Then we had September 13th, we had Teddy Mueller, drummer for Axe. Fortunately, he passed away on 2012. Benny Appice, drummer for Black Sabbath, Last in Line, and Joe Holcroft 13. So, Benny is one of those that's kind of been a busy drummer in his career too. So,
yeah.
Then of course we had the man, the myth, the legend, Dave Mustaine, guitarist and vocalist. They had to make sure they put Metallica in this in this thing.
Of
Oh
course,
yeah,
of
Metallica
course.
made 183, and then with Megadeth, of course. And then we had our good friend, or not good friend, but one of our favorites, Tim Ripper Owens,
Yep.
vocalist for Iced Earth from '03 to '07, and Judas Priest from '96 to '03, and then current vocalist for KK's Priest. So,
Yep. I'd like to think Tim would be our friend if he met us.
oh, I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would. Especially if he ever wanted his ego boosted, he'd definitely like to hang out with us. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the birthdays that I had. I don't know if I missed anybody, but
As far as I know, no. And I do have one personal birthday. My Aunt
okay.
Melanie, her birthday is today. So,
Oh, well, happy birthday, Aunt Melanie. So
yep.
good deal.
Yeah. Polar Nights, to answer your question, just a quick recap. You said what is happening in the USA. Well, we had the 24th anniversary of 9/11 this week. And as we are wont to do in this country, we've had another school shooting. And I'm not trying to make a joke about that. It just seems to be one thing we can't get away
Yes.
from. There's another school shooting. There was a stabbing on a train, and the whole Charlie Kirk thing. So quite the tumultuous week
Yeah.
here in the United States.
Yeah.
So
A little bit more eventful than usual, that's for sure. So,
absolutely.
but I know to me too, like you bring the school thing. I don't know when the schools are going to take responsibility and make some kind of security measures where this doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if you were. I don't know if your kids were in. I guess they were in Winthorne at the time. Winthorne changed all their stuff over, and like the local schools here has changed all their stuff over. Where you can't even get. I mean, you can get in the building, I guess but I mean, it would be difficult.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
and there are armed officers inside the building. So
yeah, there are SRO officers, but I mean, still, I mean, the school the size of Central, if someone did manage to get in, I mean, one or two SROs in the school isn't going to do
yeah,
much. But
well,
when they rebuilt Central, they knocked the old one down and
mhm.
they built the new one. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to get in the building, so
Mhm.
which is good. But I mean,
Yeah,
if you don't belong there, I mean, you shouldn't be able to just have free reign to the schools. So
exactly,
that's a good thing. But
exactly.
so
Well, the thing is you can't get in without IDing yourself. So, I mean, if you do get
right,
in do something, we know who did it because you had to identify yourself to get in.
yeah. So
So they're probably not going to get far for sure. So,
yeah, so yeah, kind of a messed up week, and unfortunately, we have uh, we have some unfortunate news of our own in the
yep,
in the rock and metal world to pass on. So we will lead off with that, of course, as we always do. Starting off at metalinjection.net. This one actually came across the wire not long after last week's show.
yep,
So yeah, I've been sitting on this one pretty much all week, unfortunately, but here we go. Yesterday, September 5th, like I said, I've had this one for a minute. It was announced that the previous co-vocalist and bassist of Flipper, Bruce Luce Calderwood, has passed away at the age of 66. Originally announced by Who Cares Anyway, a collective that documents the post-punk movement in San Francisco, the historical collective posted a photo of Calderwood to their Instagram with the caption, "After a prolonged struggle with life, Bruce Luce Calderwood of Flipper passed away from an apparent heart attack earlier this week at the age of 66. With the original announcement from a third party, Flipper confirmed the death of Calderwood on Facebook with the simple caption, "RIP Bruce Luce Calderwood," alongside a photo of him behind the microphone. Flipper originated in 1979 with two of the founding members, Ted Falcone and Steve DePace, remaining to this day. Completed by new addition Mike Watt, the lineup has seen quite a few changes over the years with vocalist and bassist, with Bruce Calderwood having the third longest career with Flipper. Dedicating his time to Flipper over 36 years despite the band's hiatuses, he appeared on all four of the band's studio releases, periodically handing off bassist duties to John Doherty and Chris Novoselic, consistently remaining their vocalist until a series of health incidents made it impossible for Calderwood to continue with Flipper in 2015, and he retired. Calderwood had a variety of health issues throughout his later years in Flipper due to a car accident that badly damaged his back, limiting his ability to perform, but continued to tour despite the injury before ending up in a second car accident in 2009. However, according to an interview in 2009, these back issues stemmed all the way back to high school when Calderwood injured his back for the first time during high school gymnastics, starting a quote unquote destabilization of his entire system. After
Mm.
his second serious car accident, Flipper remained relatively inactive until a slew of shows in which Calderwood was simply unable to perform, leading to David Yao stepping in as the band's vocalist until 2022, before leaving and current vocalist and bassist Mike Watt stepped into the roles. Flipper was cited as inspiration by numerous bands and artists like Nirvana's Kurt Cobain and Krist Novoselic, who played in Flipper for a brief stint from '06 to '09, the Melvins and Jane's Addiction for their out-of-the-box live shows, fearless individuality, and heavily distorted interpretation of punk.
Mm.
So,
Wow. So they were pretty much the inspiration for the whole alternative movement. So,
I'd say.
wow. Wow. So,
So yeah, unfortunately, that is the first of 3 passings I have to report on. So we will we'll get to the other 2 shortly. So.
all right, my first one is over from Metal Hammer. Dan Hawkins, guitarist from that with the Darkness, has taken to Instagram to launch an apparent attack on those involved with MTV's tribute to the late Ozzy Osbourne, an all-star segment filmed at this year's Video Music Awards at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York. The performance featured Youngblood, extreme guitarist Nuno Betancourt, Black Sabbath keyboardist Adam Wakeman, and band performing Ozzy's Crazy Train and Black Sabbath's Changes, before the Aerosmith duo of Steve Tyler and Aerosmith joined the action for Mama I'm Coming Home. The VMAs have been criticized by some for exploiting Osbourne's passing, and Hawkins' younger brother of the Darkness frontman Justin Hawkins appears to agree, calling the melody, quote, another nail in the coffin of rock and roll, before going on to describe it as cynical, nauseating, and more importantly, shit. Makes me sick how people jump on this shit to further their own careers, he adds, end quote, alongside with the hashtag, what a bunch of cunts. The unexpected outburst has led some commenters to suggest that Hawkins may be referring to those on stage, but to pop singer Ariana Grande, whose reaction to the performance can be seen in a short video posted by the guitarist, which features the caption, quote, what a bunch of bellends, end quote. Youngblood, who wore Ozzy Osbourne's necklace and a pair of leather pants once owned by Iggy Pop at the VMAs, also appeared at Black Sabbath's historic Back to the Beginning show in Birmingham in July, alongside Steven Tyler and Nuno Betancourt. So, I mean, you can have your opinions on those things. I mean, to me, him wearing Ozzy's necklace kind of blew my mind. I'm like, wow, really? They actually did that? That's kind of messed up to me, but whatever. That's if the family said that was good, then that's on them. But I don't know. But I mean, to me, like, I don't think an award show that goes on past Ozzy passing, or if any award show goes on past rest of the year, they're going to mention it. I mean, they're going to, because I mean,
Yeah.
he was a he was
An icon.
Yeah, an icon, and
An absolute icon.
and just not in music. I mean, because they had the TV show, they had other things. Started one of the first festivals that we can remember. So I mean, there's a lot with Ozzy's history. So I mean, for them not to say anything about it, I think that's the thing though. If you had an award show that didn't mention it, you'd still be pissed off.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you can't please anybody. So
I don't get the fascination with this Youngblood. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I didn't see all of it. I just seen parts of it, and for whatever whoever shared it on social media, I didn't really watch any of it. And like you said, we don't really watch award shows, period. Because
I don't.
If we did, it would be the heavy metal award show in California. But but we don't even watch that one. And we're I feel like we probably should, since we're a metal show. But whatever.
Point, but. I just don't like award shows.
Well, I feel like a lot of it's, unfortunately, we can't take politics out of everything. I wish we could, but I feel like a lot of it's political. It's kind of, hey, who do we want to push, into the spotlight kind of thing to make the show better. It's not really, to me. I don't think any of it's fan based. It's not like, hey, the fans voted this, and to me, everything like so the thing that trips me out is like a lot of people have said this in the past, but if you had an award show like that, you could say the nominees and give people what 3 minutes, and then hell, 50-something million people vote in 3 minutes on American Idol. So I mean, you could definitely have an award show where they did that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's me. That's just my personal thing. Is and that goes back to voting in period. It's like
Yeah.
this many people can vote in 3 minutes, and we have the system we have. So like I said, it is what it is. But,
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't
well,
know.
they're definitely all way too long.
They are. Like I said,
Way.
it's a I don't remember. Is it the which one does the actual in memoriam things? Is it
You
the
talking
Grammys?
about the Grammys? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but and what do those take place? Do you remember?
No, man, I don't.
Like I said, we don't watch award shows, so
No, I have no idea when the Grammys are because I couldn't give any less of a shit.
Well, that's because they're not. They don't promote what we do here. So
Yeah, they won't even put the heavy metal Grammy on TV.
right. So it's in February. So
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm sure Ozzy will be the highlight of that as well, being past the last show and right before
Yeah.
and before the next one. So
Yep. And I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about who won the heavy metal Grammy, and that'll probably be as far as
as
we
far
go.
as we get,
That'll be as far as we go with it. All right, moving on with my next one here over at blabbermouth.net. This one is this was a quick one. Former Sodom drummer Atomic Stife, whose real name was Guido Richter, passed away last week. No further details regarding his death are currently available. On Saturday, September 7th, Sodom bassist / vocalist Thomas Angel Ripper Such shared the following message via social media. Quote, "Dear Sodomaniacs, as I was informed today, our former drummer Atomic Stife passed away at the end of last week. The circumstances of his death are currently unknown. R.I.P. pal." End quote. Atomic Stife was a member of Sodom between 93 and 95 and appeared on Get What You Deserve and Masquerade in Blood albums, as well as the Aber Bitte mit Sahne EP. He also played with Living Death, Assassin, Holy Moses, and Violent Force. Atomic Stife joined Sodom as the replacement for Christian witch hunter Dudek. Dudek reportedly died in September 2008 due to vital organ failure. The only other detail I know is that he was 57, and there is no cause of death available as of right now. So, like I said, that one was relatively straightforward and to the point. So.
Did he say Sodom Maniacs?
Sodomaniacs. That's right. Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have to make yellow and red T-shirts with that on it now. So
Yeah.
All right, this one's kind of short too. This is over from Metal Hammer. A little good news sprinkled in here. Slayer's singer and bassist Tom Araya and his wife Sandra have renewed their wedding vows in a ceremony officiated by the thrash metal band's guitarist Gary Holt. In a post to Instagram on Sunday, September 7th, Holt revealed that he was ordained to oversee the vow renewal, which took place somewhere in the state of Texas on Saturday, September 6th. He also shared a photo of himself in a clerical shirt, which you can see on the website there. Holt wrote, quote, "So yesterday I had the great honor of having been asked to renew the vows for my dear friends Tom and Sandra Araya. And yes, I am ordained," end quote. So, Tom and Sandra Araya married on September 6, 1995, with the vow renewal ceremony marking their 30th wedding anniversary. The couple have 2 children together, Ariel Asa Araya and Thomas Enrique Araya Jr., and they live on a ranch in Texas, which I did not know that. That's kind of wild to think you got Slayer living, the guy that voices Slayer living on a ranch in Texas. But so
Yep.
Congratulations to them, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, 30 years. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm right there with them almost. Awesome. I'm right there with them almost.
Yeah.
So, I got 25 and working on 26. So
there you go, man. That's awesome.
I know if y'all had been married the whole time, y'all would be kind of right there with us, but
well, yeah. So, I mean, we
some people just drag their feet, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
uh,
We got 22 years under our belt.
yeah,
All right, my last one over at the PRP. Well, not my last story, but
last passing.
my last passing. Yeah, over at the PRP.com. Former Baroness drummer Alan Blickel sadly appears to have passed away. Blickel played in the band as part of their earliest official lineup, remaining on board until around 2013. Both Blickel and several other members of the band suffered broken bones in an August 2012 bus crash while on tour in Europe, with Blickel departing the band soon afterwards. Blickel also performed in the group's Romantic Dividends, A Place to Bury Strangers, and Alpaca. While his former bandmates and Baroness don't appear to have commented publicly on his passing, some of his friends have taken to paying tribute to him on social media, including Kylessa's Laura Pleasance, who offered the following this afternoon on September 7th. Of course, this was from last week. Quote, Dear Alan, I was so heartbroken when talking with Joe and Summer the other day, finding out how the past month was. I am just gutted, dude. We all thought you had this thing beat. Fuck, we were supposed to hang out when I got back from tour. I feel so lucky to have reconnected with you after moving to LA a few years ago, spending time with you out here, playing music, going to shows, hanging out at a pool party, rocking the hell out to Fear. Getting to know you on a deeper level was a real privilege. You were a real one, so talented, so rad. Gone too soon, my friend. I'm glad you are at peace and no longer in pain. Much love to you, R.I.P. Alan Blickel, end quote. Now, having said that, Baroness have issued a brief statement regarding the recent death of their co-founding drummer Alan Blickel. Word of Blickel's untimely passing began circulating last weekend as friends and family shared tributes online. Now Baroness's vocalist guitarist John Baisley has briefly addressed the loss, stating the following on social media on September 8th. Quote, it breaks my heart to have to share the news that my dear friend, creative partner, and former bandmate Alan Blickel passed away a few days ago. I'm still in shock that he's gone. We ask for understanding as his family and this band process his passing and grieve his loss. Alan, I love you and miss you. I treasure every moment we shared, end quote. So it took a minute, but the band finally did say something. So we'll see if any other members of the band come across with some condolences of their own. So, morning, Dana.
Yeah, morning, Dale. I hope we'll see you tonight. We'll talk a little bit about that show later on too.
Right.
So,
oh, we're coming. We're coming.
yeah,
We gonna be there. So
we coming.
oh, we coming.
Coming to fuck shit up. No,
That's right. Kick ass and chew gum. That's right.
all right, all out of bubble gum.
All out of gum.
This one, stick it over with Metal Hammer. This one's kind of I kind of shared this one with you because I know you're a big hockey fan. So Spirit
Yep.
Box and Turnstile are among a string of rock and metal acts to be featured on the soundtrack to EA Sports' upcoming new hockey game, NHL 26. The game will be released on all platforms on September 12th, which that means it's already out, so yesterday. And will also include songs from Disturbed, Cassiette, Eka, Vandal, The Hives, and Newfound Glory. Perfect Soul is the Spirit Box track chosen for the game, while Turnstile's Dreaming also features. Cassiette's Go and I Will Not Break by Disturbed also make the cut. The full track listing can be seen below, which I do have that, so give me just a minute to get there. That's an EA Sports creative director Mike Englehart says, quote, NHL 26 is the most true-to-life experience we've ever built. It was created with fans who crave hockey authentically in mind, the ones who live and breathe the game and know how it should feel. From deeper gameplay detail to the biggest Be a Pro update since NHL 21, everything we've done this year is about bringing them closer to the teams they love and the moments that define the NHL, end quote. The full soundtrack is Alex Sucks, Worm in the Sun, Beauty School Dropout with On Your Lips, Bristol Maroney, Better Than You, Car Set Headrest, A Catastrophe, Good Luck with That Man, Cassiette Go, Disturbed, I Will Not Break, Duck Boy, VCR eject button, It's Time to Grow Up, what the hell, Eka Vandal, Bleed But Never Die, that seems fitting, Evening Elephants, Dead or Alive, Fat Dog Peace Song, Forrest Frank, Noels, Japan Droids, D&T, J-Way, Try It, Kaleo, Rock and Roller, Moody Sama, Bad Life, Newfound Glory, .00%. Uh, maybe it means 1,000%. I don't know. Uh, Phenogram, feedback invisible, pup, paranoid, red, bad days, return to dust, disarray, Saint Blonde, trendsetter, scrowl, babe, Silverstein, skin and bones, spirit box, perfect soul, sports team, Bonnie, teen mortgage, devil, ultrasonic dream, the Amazons, night after night, the band Camino, infinity, the hives, enough is enough, the Latham's stellar cast, Towns Tantrum, Turnstile Dreaming, Unroyal Bank, Upchuck Plastic, Wet Leg, Catch These Fists. I think that's probably the best one. Winona Fighter, Are You Famous? So that is the complete
Winona
track
Fighter.
list. Yeah, Winona Fighter. Yeah.
I like that. It's like Nicolas Cage Fighter.
Yep. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
The first
The,
album's big.
the
The first album was called Big Cop Stealing. I'm just kidding. It wasn't.
nice. Man, I've been to tons of hockey games in my life, up in Detroit,
Mhm.
down here in Nashville, a lot of minor league hockey games. Heavy metal gets played a lot at hockey games.
Oh yeah,
It fits together really well. I've heard all sorts of Ozzy, Pantera, Marilyn Manson, Metallica. I mean, I've heard hell back when the Predators first started in Nashville, they used to skate out to an Arch Enemy instrumental.
oh really?
Yeah. And that always kind of messed with me because I was like, I wonder how many people besides me in this arena have any idea that that's Arch Enemy, and I have a feeling it probably wasn't many.
Probably not. Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, "Holy fuck, that's Arch Enemy!" but yeah, I mean, hockey and heavy metal go together actually really well.
Oh yeah, I mean it's an aggressive sport. So, I mean, so
Yeah, so which is awesome for me because I absolutely love both. So it's nice that they fit together so well.
right, yeah. Well, I mean that's kind of me because being in wrestling, and of course we all know rock and metal with wrestling has been
Oh,
a thing for
absolutely.
30,
A
40
long
plus years
time.
now.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
long time.
from the rock and wrestling days. So
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it helps when you got heavy metal fans leading the company. So I
Oh,
mean,
of course.
some of the stuff tripped me out because I was like, I watched. I was sitting there. Some music came on the other day, and I was watching. When I was watching, I was like, "Oh, who in the hell is this?" And it wound up being Naomi. I'm like, "What the hell? She coming out to that?" I was like,
Oh,
"Wow,
really?
that surprised the hell out of me, dude." It was some
Nice.
heavy. It was some heavy shit. And I was like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." Yeah, it
That
was
is
not
cool.
what I expected. So, um,
Yeah. Well, see, that's always nice when it shows up when you're not expecting it.
yeah, yeah, and it's like,
That's always
I mean,
nice.
so to me, it's like I watch the matches a lot of times, but if I'm doing something, I'm usually doing something when I'm watching them because so I don't catch a lot of the intros.
Yeah.
So she may have been coming out that for a while. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's some heavy shit. I said, who is this? And then coming out was Naomi. Like, oh well, pretty wild.
Nice.
Uh,
Very nice. All right, my next one's a super short one. It's also at the PRP. New York hardcore lifers Cro-Mags have welcomed back Pete Hines to their lineup. His last tour of duty with the band lasted from 1986 through 1989. He's also a veteran of Murphy's Law and Handsome. Cro-Mags founding frontman bassist Harley Flanagan had the following to say about this reunion. Quote, "It's so great to be playing with Pete again. It's not often in life that you get the chance to go back and relive a past with friends that was meaningful to you both. I am really looking forward to this," end quote. A documentary on Flanagan titled Wired for Chaos will be arriving on DVD and Blu-ray formats on November 11th, in addition to digital formats. So, like I said, short, sweet, and to the point. So,
mm.
so that's a good thing. So, let's see.
I got one more here.
Okay. Yep. Me too. So,
This was this is kind of a short one too. This one from Metal Sucks. Can anyone explain to me what the hell is going on with Atreyu? Earlier today, the band completely wiped out their own Instagram page with over 169,000 followers and replaced it with a single black box. Very strange. What's even stranger still is the fact that they changed their Instagram profile bio to simply say RIP. You usually don't post something like that unless something bad happened. Some are speculating
mhm.
that this is just a tease to some new material, but what that would be a weird way to go about it, especially this week.
No kidding.
And then you consider the fact that they're supposed to go on tour in a couple of weeks to celebrate 21 years of the Curse. The tour was supposed to include Unearth playing The Oncoming Storm in full, Norma Jean playing Oh God, The Aftermath in full, 18 Visions playing cuts from Obsession and Until the Ink Runs Out, and He Is Legend playing I Am Hollywood in full, and 0936. Um, so, you know, I haven't seen anything in the tour cancellations either because it says the tour was supposed to include. So when they say that like
Mm-hmm.
that, it sounds like it got canceled to me.
It does. Yeah, it
Um,
does sound like it's in past tense. Yeah.
but I didn't see anything anywhere saying that it did. So I'm not real
Neither
sure.
have I.
I'm not real sure what's going on there. But
Yeah, I don't know. That's
hopefully it's nothing bad. Hopefully it is some tease to something. But
yeah.
we'll follow along and see what happens, I guess, and pass it along as soon as we know something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All
Maybe
right.
maybe the band imploded or something. That's been happening a lot lately. So
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. All right, my last one over at the PRP, and this is probably going to be must see TV. A trailer has newly been shared for Into the Void: Life, Death, and Heavy Metal. That upcoming Hulu documentary series cribs its name from an early Black Sabbath track and was overseen by Jason Eisner and Evan Husney, co-creators of The Dark Side of the Ring. The 8-part docuseries is scheduled to premiere on September 22nd and will narrow its focus to various figures and events that rock the metal world. A brief rundown of the series episodes can be seen below. Episode 1, Randy Rhoads. Randy Rhoads was a musical prodigy who cemented himself as one of heavy metal's greatest guitarists. His bandmates and collaborators, including Sharon Osbourne, reflect on his legacy and the horrific accident that took his life. Episode 2, Kurt Strubing of NME. In 1985, Seattle's NME seemed poised for success. Sorry, until frontman Kirk Strubing committed an unspeakable crime during a psychotic episode. After prison, his bandmates welcomed him back to the stage until Strubing's mysterious death in 2005. Episode 3, Judas Priest on Trial. In 1985, James Vance survived a dual suicide pact that took the life of his best friend. Months later, he blamed the music of Judas Priest for mesmerizing them into despair. Bullshit. The trial that followed threatened the future of heavy metal music. Episode 4, Chuck Schuldiner of Death. Chuck Schuldiner, revered as a founder of death metal, I should say, channeled grief into groundbreaking music. His death at 34, while completing his final work, devastated fans and a family already scarred by the tragic loss of Chuck's older brother. Episode 5, Wendy O. Williams. In the 1980s, Wendy O. Williams of the Plasmatics fused punk and metal while railing against consumerism and oppression. Facing obscenity and assault charges only emboldened her defiance, making Wendy an icon in the fight for social justice. Episode 6, Confess, Iranian Metal Crusade. In 2010, Iranian teens Nikan Khosravi and Arash Ilkhani formed anti-establishment thrash metal band Confess. Facing the death penalty for blasphemy, the pair attempt daring escapes, hoping to continue making metal and fighting the regime. Episode 7, Anne Boleyn of Hellion. As the leader of metal pioneers Hellion, Anne Hull Boleyn battled misogyny, industry bias, and sexual predators until a series of frightening encounters led her to law where she champions workers and women facing exploitation and abuse. And, of course, Episode 8, Pantera's Dimebag Darrell Abbott. When a deranged fan killed Pantera founder and guitar legend Dimebag Darrell Abbott in 2004, it marked one of metal's darkest days. The tragedy deepened rifts between friends and bandmates who've recently reunited to honor his enduring legacy. So those are the synopses of the episodes coming up for that. And September 22nd is not far away. So I'll be checking that out.
same.
Absolutely. And if you guys don't have Hulu, it would probably be worth it to get it. So
I feel like they could. Hopefully, this takes off because I feel like there's a lot more they could.
There are.
I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear a Jill Janis from Huntress story about.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't real familiar with the band until her right up to her passing. So
yeah, same.
So it kind of like I said, we do this and we still can't keep up with like I think the list was like 60 or something this week. So I mean, we can't keep up with 60 metal bands a week. It's just impossible.
No, we can't.
So,
Well, Well, and the funny thing is not since you mention it, it's like I sent you that message because I was wrapping up
Right.
research for the
I'll
theme
have
of
to
the
look
week.
that up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was wrapping up research for this week's theme of the week, and then I came across a song by a band I'd never heard of before that I ended up adding to the list. Come to find out that they had an album come out in April, and it was on the album release list that Heavy Music HQ has. But that's the thing is, I mean, it was on the list, but I mean, with it just being the two of us and the amount of new music that comes out, I mean, sometimes shit just falls through the cracks. So,
Hmm.
when I saw that the band had an album come out, I took time to listen to it, and I'll talk more about it in the album review segment. So, I mean, it's an overwhelming amount of just material to try to sift through, and it's not possible with just the two of us and everything else we got going on in our daily lives, man. It's just over. It would just be all consuming for us to even try. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we unfortunately just can't listen to every band that has releases come out every week. We do our best to get as much as we can. But I mean, there's just no way to get to it all.
I was trying to find. You see.
But that was my last news story for the week. So
Okay. I was trying to. Did you find them on Spotify, Bart?
yes,
I'm not finding them for some reason.
yes, they're on Spotify.
Damn. Yeah, it's not showing anything on here. That's weird. Pretty sure I got a light song for them. Let's see.
Oh yeah, one,
Yeah, there they are.
2, 3.
Yeah, there they are. I found them.
Yeah, all five of their albums are on here.
Yeah. Yeah, Ramblers of Eons. That's the one. I actually did review that album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember it once I sensed it. Let me see this album cover because I'm pretty sure I did one of their albums. Yep, sure did. Yeah. Actually, I think I actually emailed them to try to get them on the show too, and they just never came to be. So,
Oh, okay.
uh,
Well, I mean, go ahead and like if you have a chance to listen to the album, "The Time Has Come" that came out in April. It's a banger.
yeah, actually, one of their songs is on one of our playlists. Yeah, one of the songs from that album made our playlist from this year, earlier this year. So, yeah, cool.
Nice.
All right. So, other headlines: Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl to be honored at LA Gala for his volunteer work with people experiencing homelessness. So, man, you know what? Cool on him. Like, I wish more people with money would do some things for the homeless. Honestly,
Mhm.
I mean, you got money, and we're not asking you to do too much. I mean, but you could. Hell, man, I'd write off 30 grand just to go take them and buy them a car, so they can get a job. You know what I mean? Something. Um,
Yeah.
if I had that kind of money, just saying, but I
Right.
don't. I
Yeah.
don't. So,
If
I
you had
don't. So
Foo Fighters and Nirvana money, yeah.
right. We got Bruce Dickinson and Nico McBrain to attend Son of Monster Palooza in 2025. So that's going to be pretty cool to see those two there. Uh, Perry Farrell claims Dave Navarro has unclean hands in lawsuit response. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. You look at the video, he may have caught some unclean hands, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
That's for
sure
sure.
Jane's addiction are done. So just so everybody knows.
They're definitely done without. They're definitely done as far as Perry Farrell being in the lineup.
Right. Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
I think Dave has another band too, though. So I mean, he'll probably focus more on that. I'm sure. Mudvayne guitarist Greg Trebet to miss upcoming tour to mourn his wife's death. I didn't do a story on that because we got enough, you know,
Yeah. I
going on
did.
this weekend.
I did post that
I
over
seen that.
at the Facebook group, but I mean, Yeah, I mean, if anyone has a problem with Greg taking the tour off because his wife died,
Right.
you're just a piece of trash.
Yeah. That was the same thing that we were talking about a while back with Des Fafaro with his wife. Yeah, everybody was bitching about, oh man, I don't want to go to the tour now. They're going to be on it. Man, shut up, dude. Like,
Yeah,
the guy sitting here not knowing if his wife's going to make it through radiation and treatments, and you're worried about fucking your $30 ticket. Man, shut the
yeah,
fuck
yeah. Eat it, Dick.
up. D. Snyder says irreconcilable differences are why bassist Mark Mendoza won't be on the Twisted Sister reunion tour. Um, Sounds like they just never made amends.
Mhm.
So, Iron Maiden's Nico McBrain is also launching a new podcast called Metal Sticks, so that's pretty cool.
Great, another podcast we got to compete with.
I know, right? Like, Spinal Tap teams up with Liquid Death to get you good and Bloody Drew hydrated. uh,
Nice.
There's a viral video out there that proves more weddings need mosh pits. I did watch that too. It's kind of funny. I had like an old grandma in the pit. I'm just like, what? It's like, oh,
You never outgrow heavy metal.
that's right. That's right.
It's not just a phase, folks.
Seven Dust's next album is slated for early next year, so that's pretty
Nice.
good news. And we are already starting to pile up the stuff for next year, man. So.
Well, Bullet for My Valentine, they've got
Yeah.
they've got album number 8 in the works. So
Yeah. Got a lot of bands already announced for next year. So I think was it Creator? I think said something about next year too. I don't know.
so,
I can't
yeah.
remember. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of stuff going to happen next. Like we still haven't got through this year. We already know there's some bangers still coming this year with Shadows Fall and Testament.
Oh, that New Testament. Holy.
Right.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, we know Death Angels working on new stuff, and of course Exodus is working on new stuff with
Anthrax.
Rob Dukes, Anthrax. I think Anthrax is going to be out next year too. I don't know if it's going to make it this year, but it might make it this year. I mean, they got the vocals and stuff done about a month or so ago, so
it'll be close.
Who knows? I know, like I said, it's probably going to be next year because, as we learned in our interview a while back, bands don't like putting stuff out in November and December.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, don't like competing with the holiday season in this country. So I mean, it makes sense. But I mean, we're less than a month away from that New Testament album, and my God,
yeah, it's gonna be a banger, man.
Oh my Lord!
Life of Agony's Alan Robert illustrated an official The Conjuring coloring book, which it looked pretty cool. Then you talked about the Hulu unveiling the trailer. I didn't know you had the story, so I missed that.
I sent it to you, man.
I said I probably just missed it. So everything going on. Punk Titans unite for Killed by Death, a punk tribute to Motorhead.
That's nice. I like that.
Interesting. Bring Me the Horizons, Ollie Sykes on delayed new music. There are other things that are more important in my life right now. And I've seen people trying to give shit for that too. Just like, dude, man, he may be going through a mental thing. You don't know what's going on with the guy. Like, give him a fucking break, dude. Like, you can wait on the music. The music is coming. It'll be there. Just
go listen to an old album in the meantime. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ, man. People are just like not having no fucking heart or nothing anymore.
No.
It's like they just don't have no. I think the wiring got messed up or some shit. I don't know what happened, man.
Oh, 100%.
Then Autograph guitarist claims Black Sabbath stole one of his songs for Dehumanizer. He said, "I've made my peace with it." And, I've read the story and I'm just like, man, this really got blown out of proportion because of the headline, because he was actually saying how honored it was for them to take a one of his songs. So,
again, a media outlet misleading you. I mean, come on, man.
Imagine that.
I mean,
just do it for clicks, man. That's like, hey, I'll get them sucked in with this headline, and then you read the headline. It has nothing to do. Wrestling's bad about it, dude. They'll say, oh, so and so gets kicked out of WWE, and it'll show a picture of like Liv Morgan. Then you read the story to somebody you never heard of. It's like, what the fuck? Because I'm sitting there reading, I'm like, okay, what the hell did she do?
I mean, Exodus had that clickbait song on Persona for a reason.
That's right. Yeah. Who else had that? There was somebody else we talked to had a clickbait. It wasn't clickbait. It was what was Extinctions AD?
Shit.
It was
Oh, I
on.
know exactly what you're talking about.
It was on the EP, I think.
Yeah. Damn it. Yeah, you'll have to look it up because I know because I mean they did a video for it.
Morality bait. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
it. Yep,
Which I mean, that's kind of like the same
same
boat.
thing.
What we're talking about with people have no morale anymore with the way they act. So, uh, all right, that was all that I have for other headlines. Unless you have anything to add to that, so
No, I don't actually.
cool. So I just have one little story about from hitting the road, and then I'll hand it off to Chris and let him tell you about all the tours.
Cool.
Uh, just days out from the start of their Midnight in Hell tour, death metal band 6 Feet Under have announced via social media that the entirety of the U.S. tour has been canceled. The tour included Exhorder, Wretched, and Insight, which I'm kind of sad for Insight because I know they were looking forward to that. But that's all gone by wayside now. According to the band, the whole run will be rescheduled at some point next year, but as it stands, we have no new dates to go off of. The statement from 6 Feet Under reads as follows: due to unforeseen circumstances, we regret to announce that Midnight in Hell tour has been canceled. We will be looking to move the dates to 2026. All tickets purchased can be refunded at the point of sale or point of purchase, rather. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so it's kind of maybe we can get Cavallero back on, and he can Richie can
Yeah.
give us some insight on what happened. Yeah,
I still want to get. I still think I want to get his mom on here.
That would be awesome. I wonder if we can swing. I might talk to him and see if we can swing that.
I want to get his mom on here.
Like even if she's got to be on with him, I'm cool with it. Yeah,
Oh no, that would be cool as hell too.
yeah, be
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, I'm because I started following her on Facebook. I think I might reach out because I mean, hey Gloria, just tell us stories. I mean, just tell us stories.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be
Yeah,
badass.
get away. We could definitely have a whole podcast with just stories from both of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just what Richie told us, I guarantee you, is just like scrapings off the
Oh yeah.
very tip of that iceberg. I mean, good lord. All right, so speaking of hitting the road, my contribution this week for the week of the 6th through the 12th, leading off with Emery 68 and Wolves at the Gate going out on a tour in November, starting November 6th in Erie, Pennsylvania at King's Rook Club, finishing November 16th in New Kensington, Pennsylvania at Preserving Underground. This is from the PRP.com, by the way. King 810, Filth, and Tala are going out also in November, starting November 3rd in Lawrence, Kansas at the Bottleneck, finishing November 25th in Lexington, Kentucky at Manchester Music Hall. Fit for an Autopsy, Body Snatcher, Volatile Ways, and Pain Body are going to Australia. There's actually quite a few Australian tours coming up. You guys will see in a minute. Going to Australia in 2026, starting January 15th in Brisbane at the Triffid, finishing January 24th in Perth at the Froth and Fury Festival. Volatile Ways and Pain Body will not be at that festival. Evanescence has a trio of Australian headlining shows set up, which are tour off dates around their support of Metallica. October 30th in Perth at Metro City, November 7th in Melbourne at 170 Russell, and November 14th in Sydney at Metro Theatre. Kyotos and Big Ass Truck are going out with, Big Ass Truck IE, I should be more specific, are going out on tour with Hawthorne Heights, Amur, and Holy Water appearing at select dates on varying lineups. Starting November 6th in Grand Rapids, Michigan at GLC Live at 30 Monroe. Finishing December 20th in Riverside, California at the Riverside Municipal Auditorium. There are a couple of Tennessee dates, November 8th in Chattanooga at the Signal and November 11th in Memphis at Minglewood Hall. Shai Hulud is going on an Australian and New Zealand tour in 2026, starting January 14th in Wellington, New Zealand at Valhalla, finishing January 24th in Perth at the Froth and Fury Festival. Spite, Varials, and Dissect are going to Australia in April of next year, starting April 24th in Brisbane at the Triffid, ending up. Get your shit together, my dude. God damn, I was like, I'm trying to get too far ahead of myself. I'm speaking too fast for my own fucking brain, apparently. Finishing May 2nd in Perth at the Amplifier Bar. Dissect will not be at that show. Amun Ra is going to Europe and to the UK. No word yet on any opening acts. Starting November 3rd in Brighton, England at Chalk, finishing November 23rd in Athens, Greece at Floyd. McCluskey is going on a North American tour in 2026. The openers have yet to be announced. Starting March 24th in Denver, Colorado at the Marquee Theater, finishing April 11th in Washington, D.C. at Black Cat. Cro-Mags are going on a fall tour. We already talked about that, touched on that a little bit. Starting September 12th in Winnipeg, Manitoba at the SOS Fest, finishing October 11th in Manizales, Colombia at the Grita Festival. Byzantine has a tour lined up with Truck Stop, Cavalera, Sanguisuga Bog, Enforced, Fear Factory, Worms, Pissing Razors, and Single Bullet Theory, appearing at select dates on varying lineups. Starting September 20th, coming up very, very soon, in Morgantown, West Virginia at 123 Pleasant Street, featuring Truck Stop, finishing November 3rd in Westfield, Massachusetts at Gauge 352. Military Gun has a U.S. tour scheduled with Death Lens, Millie, Alkaline Trio, Fleshwater, Angel Dust, Sex Pistols, Liquid Mike, and Public Opinion, appearing at select dates on varying lineups. Starting September 19th in Chicago, Illinois at Riot Fest, finishing November 22nd in Albuquerque, New Mexico at Launchpad. Then Military Gun is going to Europe with Spite House, starting October, starting January 21st in 2026 in Porto, Portugal at Casa de Musica, finishing February 9th in Paris, France at La Maroquiniere. System of a Down, Queens of the Stone Age, and Acid Bath are going to Europe and to the UK next year, starting June 29th in Stockholm, Sweden at Strawberry Arena, finishing July 18th in Warsaw, Poland at the PGE Narodowi. Narodowi? I don't know how the hell you pronounce that. Head PE and Rehab are going on a West Coast tour in October, starting October 9th in Tacoma, Washington at Tony V's Garage, finishing October 26th in Garden Grove, California at Garden AMP. Our Wake has some shows scheduled in November with Soylent Green, Fister, Cloud Machine, Race Trader, Motherless, Lordship, and OHLM, I don't know, appearing at select dates on varying lineups, starting November 13th in St. Louis, Missouri at Red Flag, finishing November 23rd in Memphis, Tennessee at 1884. That's the only Tennessee date. Scowl, End It, and Secret World are going to Australia, starting November 28th in Brisbane at the Bright Side, finishing December 13th in Melbourne at Howler. And lastly, Future Palace, Hawk, and Half Me are going on a North American tour starting September 25th in Baltimore, Maryland at Metro Gallery, finishing October 4th in Brooklyn, New York at the Meadows. So that is hitting the road for the 6th through the 12th.
Nice. So there's a story that just broke. Well, not really a story, but just congratulations to thing here for Romana. I can't ever pronounce her name. Kalul, I guess. Guitarist for Burning Witches. Her and her husband Demir just had a baby. So congratulations on a new witch in the family. So, so
little baby witch. That's right.
Yeah, a little baby one. Yeah.
Little
So
baby
congratulations to them. So I just happened to see that when I was looking up something else, and I was like, oh, I guess I probably should mention that. So
very cool.
I love Burning Witches. Are a great band. So.
But did you see what you just did though? You did breaking news, and what did you say? This is what happened. This is Romana from Burning Witches. Her and her husband, they had a baby.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's all. That's all you need to say. You don't need to be like, you don't need to go into any like speculative details. It's like, speculation is that the baby was conceived during doggy style on a Saturday night.
I was about to say, I was like, well, stay tuned. We'll find out how the conception went and stuff. We'll let you know.
Yeah, you don't need all that shit.
What the hell?
You don't need all this. You don't all this speculation, hearsay, and all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
But congratulations to them. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. That will kick us into our theme of the week this week.
Theme of the week.
Yeah, theme of the week. This week's ball and chain. I'm sure we all have one of some kind. So,
you hush your face. She's a nice lady.
I know, right? But I have the ball side of things here, so
Yeah, you do.
I'll get that rolling.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. I'll kick it off with Butcher Baby's Monsters Ball from Take It Like a Man 2015. Then, of course, my first thought was this one, but, kind of came in second when I was writing it. So, Accept Balls to the
Balls
Wall
to the
from
wall.
Balls to the Wall 1983. Then we got Motor Jesus, Tales from the Wrecking Ball from Race to Remember 2018. And like Motor Jesus may not be a familiar band to you guys, but I promise you, check those guys out, man.
They're good.
They're a good band, man. Then I got Five Finger Death Punch, Wrecking Ball from the Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 2 in 2013. Um, then I got Korn, Ball Tongue from the Korn album 1994. Then I got Candlemass, Crystal Ball from Epicus Dumicus Metallicus from 1986.
Nice.
I think I just cast a spell on somebody. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Somebody's furniture is floating somewhere.
Somebody just turned into a frog and eating their popcorn or something. Then I got Amaranthe Fireball from Maximalism 2016. I got ACDC Ball Breaker from the Ball Breaker album 1995. Then I got Anthrax Drop the Ball from Stomp 442 1995.
That's an underrated Anthrax
It,
album. I'm
it
sorry.
is. It
It
is, man.
absolutely
Very
is.
underrated. Very underrated. Um, Anvil Balls of Fire from Plenty of Power 2012. Then I got oh my God, Axel Rudy Pale from the Masquerade Ball from the Masquerade Ball album 2000. I got In Flames Monster in the Ballroom from Siren Charms 2014. Then I got Saxon Solid Ball of Rock from Solid Ball of Rock 1991. Then I kind of went with some kind of play on words here. I got Avatar's Black Waltz from Black Waltz 2012 because you waltz at a ball, so dancing ball that is. So Metallica's Devil's Dance from Reload 1997. Then I got Burning Witches Dance with the Devil from Dance with the Devil 2020, and Breaking Benjamin's Dance with the Devil from Phobia 2006.
Nice.
So
And then Dana just sent us one in the chat that will get added.
cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, I had the chain part, of course, and I mean, there was one that probably would have popped into everyone's head and that's the one that I'm leading off with. Breaking the Chains by Dokken off of Dokken from 1983. Then I had Chain Reaction by Accept off of Eat the Heat from 1989. Then I had Bastard Chain by Soilwork off a Predator's Portrait from 2001. Unchained by Van Halen off of Fair Warning from 1981. Chains of Humanity by God Forbid off of 4 Constitution of Treason from 2005.
Nice.
Break the Chains by Dream Evil off of Evil Eyes from 2003. Jackals to Chains by Eradicator off of Influence Denied from 2021. Chain of Command by Hammerfall off Dominion from 2019. Chains of Misery by Iron Maiden off Fear of the Dark from 1992. Back on the Chain by Motorhead off of Motorizer from 2008. Chains of Fury by Manimal off of Armageddon from 2021. Living on a Chain Gang by Skid Row off of Slave to the Grind from 1991. Man in Chains by Rage off of Resurrection Day from 2021. Immortal Change by Evocatus, that was a band that I reviewed a couple weeks ago off of their Mortem in Deos album from 2017. Lynx 234 by Rammstein off Mutter from 2001. Blinded in Chains by Avenged Sevenfold off City of Evil from 2005. Chainsaw Mascara by I Am the Law off their Blackwater Gospel EP from 2016. And if you don't know who I Am the Law is, they unfortunately are no longer around. But the lead singer of that band is actually a former coworker of mine from the place that I worked at before I moved over to GM.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Then I had Move the Chains by Ashes of Aries off of their self-titled album from 2013. Then I had Chainsaw Charlie, Murders in the New Morgue by Wasp off the Crimson Idol from 1992. Crawling in Chains by our friends Brainstorm off of Downburst. It was a bonus track from the Japanese version from 2008. Chains of Sorrow by Destruction off Birth of Malice from earlier this year, 2025. Egypt, The Chains Are On by Dio from The Last in Line from 1984. Then a couple of newer bands, Chain Reaction by Bark off of Written in Stone from 2020. They are a groove metal band from Belgium. Shackles and Shades by Sanity's Rage off of You Are What You Swallow from 2012. They are a thrash metal band from Belgium. And if you're watching this right now, I'm sure a lot of you are probably like, what about? What about? I got you. I got you. Man in the Box by Alice in Chains off of Facelift from 1990. So, yep, absolutely. So, you couldn't not have Alice in Chains on here. So,
right. Cargo shorts and mallet chain by me. Oh my god. Wallet chains.
Wallet chain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By Dana
well,
Horn.
that's true. That's true. Cargo shorts and wallet chain. That's right.
Jesus.
And I'm gonna go ahead and add that Social Distortion song real quick while I'm thinking about it. But we'll get that
Then Whips and Chains by me. So uh, all right, man. Yeah, this show moved right along this week. Dang.
But yeah, we will. Yeah,
even with
it did.
even with our complaining in the beginning. So,
Yeah.
oh man. But
All right, Dana.
I got actually I have a few for the chain side too. I can add once you send it over to me too.
Yeah,
So.
well, I've sent it to you, and I sent it to
Okay.
Kayla, so we'll
Cool.
get it compiled and collaborated and all that good stuff, and we'll have it posted probably maybe by the end of the day. I don't know, because we do have something that we're doing this evening, so we will
That's
see.
right. Yeah.
But Dana, I did add your song to the playlist. Thank you for that. So
Yeah. Nice.
if you would
Yes.
if you would just get Spotify, I would send it to you, and you could add it yourself. I'm just saying.
He's like, I ain't ready for that shit. But yeah, we are going to go out and see a show out there with Dana tonight. So
At the church at 117.
if you're in the area and want to come out and hang out with us, come
Yeah.
on out. So,
I mean, 4 bands, $10, taco truck.
I was about to say, hey, if nothing else, the taco truck's worth price of admission. I mean,
Oh man, I'm looking forward to some street tacos. Holy
yeah,
shit. But yeah, our friends Valkyrie's Fire are headlining the show, and then our friends in Reptilian are opening the
yeah,
show.
that's right. Yep. I hadn't seen Vertilion yet, so that's kind of when I wanted to go
Yep,
talk to those guys up front. They've been on the show, so we kind of like to meet people too. So
that's right.
it's always good to create that bond, concreted in when you meet them in person. So,
That's right. So yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
All right, so on to album reviews. This week I chose a band called Dream Lord. Their album was called Artificial Imprisonment, and if that sounds like it would be like a play on words, I guess, for AI, you would be correct. So, and yeah, not artificial intelligence, but artificial imprisonment, which
Yep.
is kind of, I feel like it's kind of
Where we're heading if we let it.
if we let it, yeah, that's kind of thing. You gotta, if you don't fight back, that's what happens. So. Anyway, Dream Lord are a thrash metal band formed in 1995, and I was like, wow, that long ago. But I'll get to that in a minute. They do hail from Athens, Greece, so it's kind of a
Nice.
I don't know. Have we talked to anybody from Greece?
No, we have not.
Oh, well, we got to hit this band up then.
Yeah.
Which after you hear everything, you probably won't do it anyway. But they started in '95, and then they was a band until 2001. Then they reformed in '03, disbanded again in '07, then reformed again in 2010, and are going to this point from that point. So you're talking,
that's good.
Yes, you're talking 30 years of a band. And what's crazy is that they're together and making music at this point, because we'll get into that in a minute. Though. But anyway, current members, and I'm going to kill a lot of these names because they are Greek, so apologize in advance.
Yeah.
Babis Paleogorgos, he's the guitarist and vocalist. Giannis Glykiotis, I feel like I'm like talking like in Troy or something here. Yeah, Giannis Glykiotis, lead guitar. Then we got Christos Paveratos, bassist and vocals. And then we got Nikos Calzones on drums, and I apologize if those aren't correct, but I did the best I could. So,
Yeah.
so despite only being active off and on for the past 30 years, this is the band. This is only the band's second full length release, which is kind of crazy to me. But
Yeah.
um, you know, let me go back and see when their first one was here.
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So they really haven't done anything, up until this point. So I figured they would at least have something from 95 to '01, probably just some demos or something. But
Well, the well,
uh,
the weird thing is I went ahead and I pulled up their bio, so I'm looking at it too. They have 3 demos, and then after putting out 3 demos, before they even release an LP, they put out a compilation.
wow, that's crazy. So it must have been just kind of, I don't know, that's weird. Or maybe they just had some songs on the compilation album, maybe.
I don't know.
Kind of
I don't
weird.
know. Let's
But
just take a look.
anyway,
Let's see.
it's definitely some longevity there for them to only have 2 albums. I kind of feel like they took them this long to kind of get going. Maybe I don't know, but you know, we talk to bands all the time where they, even Richie was talking about how he feels like Insight is just now being, the insight he imagined when he started a band.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a vision, I think, I guess, and just hey, if you're patient enough, it'll come, So
Mm-hmm.
evidently. So anyway, this album's 8 songs, 44 minutes, 17 seconds in length. The album carries the thrash flag for sure. It's definitely. I mean, you can hear from the first riff. You're like, oh, this is thrash. uh, vocals are perfect for a thrash metal album. Hey, Bobby's has some good range and also can transition from cleans to screams very well. Although there isn't a lot of cleans in here, if you can imagine. Guitar work is spectacular. Some amazing solos. Um, yeah, man, it's like everything in this thing is just so well put together. Like it kills me to think that these guys only have 2 albums out. I don't know how long. I didn't really look and see if let's see, Bobis and Giannis is actually the only 2 that were in the band from the get go. The last 2 were actually with the most recent formation. So you know they were the only 2 mainstays.
Yeah.
So I guess they do. They got some chemistry, but with the other 2 guys in the band from 2010 and then 2014, still you're looking at 10,
Yeah.
11, 11 to 15 years with them in
Right.
the band. So surely they've gotten some good chemistry by then. But definitely, like this is one of those albums too where you'll hear some bass in it. You're like boom, boom, boom. Like, oh shit, you can hear the
Mm-hmm.
bass. It's like really sticks out in some parts where we always talk about how faint. You have to really listen to try to pick the bass out. This one's definitely got it on display a little bit. So
Nice.
it's one of those albums, like I said, where the bass is easy to hear. Drumming was phenomenal as well. It's just a well done record, I thought, man. Kind of kind of like where's this been, in my life, kind of when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
when you hear it, you're like, damn, how did I miss this fucking band? But then I realized they only had 2 albums out, so that's how I missed them.
Yeah.
But definitely reminds me kind of a Havoc meets Flotsam and Jetsam, I guess. If that makes any
Right.
sense.
Okay.
Um, so not the vocal style of Havoc, but definitely some of the compositions. Like, oh yeah, that's a little thrashy, like Havoc right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to give this one 4.5 horns, dude. I love this album.
Wow. All right.
Actually, yeah, man, it's a great album, dude. I'm gonna definitely try to reach out and see if we can get these guys on the show, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hell, it would be interesting to hear their story because I mean, even
Well,
even
yeah.
on even on their bio, it says that one of their first hiatus from '01 to '03 was due to military service. So
Oh, nice. Okay, so there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would still be cool to get their story. Yeah, I'd be all about it.
All right.
All right. Yep. And yep, Dana, you're right. A bar and a church. That's right. Hell yeah.
uh,
All right, so my album review this week is the new album Hail to the Force by Crucible. They are a speed metal band formed in Denmark in 2022. Their lyrical themes are metal, war, and sword and sorcery. They are currently signed to From the Vaults label. This is their debut LP. They are a 4-piece, they are a quartet. Thomas Carnell on guitar, Jan Brogard on guitar, Philip Butler on vocals, and Ole Iverson on drums. They don't have a bassist credited, which is weird because if you pull up their bio on Encyclopedia Metallum, the picture has 5 people in it. And so I don't know what that's all about because it doesn't even have a bassist listed on like past members or like live guests or anything. So there was a bassist at some point because he's in the picture, but I don't know who the hell he is because
No, 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 it is.
he's not credited. So it's very, very strange.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's weird. The new album is 10 tracks, 37 minutes and 21 seconds. So it's a pretty fast listen, which is which is both figurative and literal because with that being a speed metal band, you can expect tons of tempo, and you have that in spades. Track number 9 is an instrumental, but it's actually pretty well done. Track number 9, While My Guitar Gently Sweeps, so it's pretty well done. Philip's got a hell of a lot of top end, but it's very, very strange because he spends the vast majority of the album at the top end of his range. He is singing very, very high most of the time, which wouldn't be a bad thing, with the exception of the fact that you can't understand what he's saying, which is weird because he's singing clean the entire album. I don't think I've ever had this much difficulty understanding a clean vocalist because he is singing so high all the time. Very, very strange. But they have their twin guitar attack that they have going on reminds me a lot of Hellfire, where they take turns letting each guitarist, have his time to shine. So I do like that. All of the instruments are audible in the mix, which is good considering they decided not to credit the bass player, but they at least did make sure that the bass parts are audible in the mix, which is nice. It was a little flat at times, which I thought was strange, but drumming was fine. I would say there wasn't anything like otherworldly about it, no Dave Lombardo or Pete Weber or anything like that, but did a good job, dictating the tempo and all that good stuff. So as far as that goes, the drums were composed really well. The best thing about the album was the guitar work. I don't know. I would recommend that Philip don't sing this high all the time moving forward. I would. My recommendation would be for him to kind of show off his range a little more. I mean, he definitely proved on this album that he can hit the high notes because he's up there almost all the time. So no one's going to be able to question that. I would recommend
Mixed it up a little.
mixing it up a little bit moving forward. It's a solid album. I'm going to give it 3 horns.
Nice. Yes, they have Sutterfuge from Columbus, Ohio, there tonight as well.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, Columbus, Ohio. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm just breaking balls.
Before we get into the other one, you'll get a kick out of this. I walk into, because my fan base for all my stuff. So
oh yeah,
I walk into this office for this interview yesterday. What's the first thing I see? A Philadelphia Eagles plaque. I'm just like, I'm not getting this job. Oh my god!
Well, you may get it. I don't know if you keep it.
Right. The first time he sees a Cowboy shirt, he's like, "You're fired."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were pretty cool people though. So.
No, that's good.
Yeah, we were joking about it a little bit. So
yeah, that's good.
So
that's
good. All right. What's on the menu for next week? I guess.
Yeah. Looking ahead to next Friday, September 19th. Let's see. Oh, it's a good size list. It's a good size list. Yeah. From our friends at HeavyMusicHQ.com, leading off with Absinthe Green with Of Love and Pain, Abyssalis with Adaptation, Ad Nauseum with Live at Roadburn. We have Isle Fearlen with All Is Far Away, Airborne with Lizard Secrets Part 3 Utopia, American Television with You Are Not Alone, that's an EP, Ancient Thrones with Melancholia, and Antiversum with De Nemesis Omnis et Omnia, Archaon with come on, man. What are you doing to me here, guys? Archaon with Narbjerg, Bliver till Stav.
They're trying to get you to like summon something. I don't know,
Yeah, they
man.
must be. Yeah. Then we have Bad Wolves with Die About It, the deluxe edition. Behind Starvation with the Grief Sour, or the Grief Sower, rather. That's an EP. Then we have Bezwearing with Dwallingen. Big Big Train with Are We Nearly There Yet? Then we have Brothog with Ved Vice Ende. Cadaveric Possession with Rhythmic Execration of Existence. Castle Rat with The Bestiary. Chaosium with Life for Sale. That might be
Nice.
an interesting album.
Yeah.
Cult Member with Gore. Danny Peyronel with It Happens When You Look the Other Way. Darkness Surrounding with Is There Salvation? Dead with Recent. Deaf Light with Stygian Conclave. Doom Cult Commando with Das Erwachen der Schlong?
Schlungen.
Schlong?
Schlunge.
Schlong?
Schlungen.
Who's
Schlunge.
who's Schlong?
I don't
Anyway,
know.
anyway,
I mean,
Doomsday.
I think that means big dick. I don't
I might. Yeah, that's right. Right. Doomsday Prophet with a self-titled album. Dreadnoughts with Polka Pit, and no, not Dreadnoughts. No, not Dreadnoughts. Dusted Angel with This Side of the Dirt. Dying Remains with Merciless Suffering. Ego-Side with Morticnia. Esoterica with Ether Metal. Evil Cult with Triumph of Evil. Fëanor with Hellhammer. Firmament with For Centuries Alive. Gothrop with Kuboa. Godzilla was too drunk to destroy Tokyo with Sidereal Voivod. Grey Wind with Severed Heart City. Hado Pelagel with Hematophoric. What?
Hematophorictos.
Hematophorictos.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Harabal with Fear of the Plow. Hartman with 20 Times Colder. Henere with The Chosen Path. Herator with Solastalgia. Igor with Amen. I Prevail with Violent Nature. Camelot with Ascension 1995 to 1998. Camra with Unending Confluence. A Killer's Confession with Victim 2. Kitty with Spit 25. That's their EP. The 25th anniversary EP for Spit.
Mm-hmm.
Krigsgrav with Stormcaller. Leechcraft with a self-titled album. A Lost Asylum with Feeding the Nightmare. That's an EP. Lowrider with Ode to Low. That's a re-release. Many Eyes with Combust. That's an EP. Meridian with a self-titled album. Mesothrim with Isolate X. I'm sure that's 10. Mike Tramp with Songs of White Lion Volume 3. Mindfield with An Atonement for Existence. Mirador with a self-titled album. Motion City Soundtrack with The Same Old Wasteful Wonderful People, or Wonderful World. Navis with Back Home. Nexion with Sunddrung. New World Depression with Abysmal Void. Night Attack with Necromancer. That's an EP. November's Doom with Major Arcana. Aspa 1959 with a self-titled album. Ousted with How Do You Cope? That's an EP. Paradise Lost with Ascension. Ray Noir with Against the Machine. That's an EP. Sadistic Goat Messiah with Violence. Sauerkraut with In Madness. Scorpion Milk with Slime of the Times. Sister Murder with Resurrecting the Wounded Psyche. Slowbot with Quarry. Solicitor with Enemy in Mirrors. Species with Changelings. Spin the Skull with a self-titled album. Stoned Jesus with Songs to Sun. Structure Sounds with Stolen Sounds. That's an EP. Summer Brews with Infinity Guys. Saniva with Hypostasis. Surrender the Crown with Travalis. The Theander Expression with Chaos Dreams and Love. Tithe with Communion and Anguish. Undead with This Side of the Grave. That is an EP. Viglos with Tome 2. Ignis Sacer. Vitra with Intense Indifference. Walls with Endeavor of Destruction. That's an EP. White Willow with Terminal Twilight. That's a re-release. And Wolfheart with Draconian Darkness 2. That is an EP.
Nice.
So that is the upcoming list for the 19th.
And I don't know if you went too far ahead, but one of the bands that's been on the show has actually got an album coming out the 26th, After Earth. It's pretty cool.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so we're
Hell yeah.
starting. It's so crazy. Like I see these bands. I'm just like, damn, did we just interview them? And I realize it's been 2 years already. I'm like, what?
Right.
It's like, Jesus, don't seem like it's been that long, man. But
Yep.
yeah, some good guys, man. They were really
Yeah.
cool.
They were a fun interview.
Trying to see
Yep.
if there's anything.
They were fun.
All right, so yeah, the lists are going to be long here for a little while. Then of course we got Rage coming up too with their 39th album or some shit. I don't know.
54. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
92nd. I mean, yeah.
It's like they make one every year. It seems like. So,
Damn near.
oh man, that's a busy band, dude. I don't know. They have to tour on like 2 albums at a time or something. I don't know how they would.
Yeah. They that's the fucked up thing is they have so many albums that they probably don't have enough time in their set to play one song off of each album.
Oh hell no! There's no way.
They're
There's no way.
like, we have too many albums.
Yeah, I think that's their goal to be the band that makes the most albums. I think they're going for a world's record or something.
They might
So,
be.
definitely a lot. So
Good on them though.
shalom, that's right. But yeah. So hopefully we will get back into the swing of things with bands for too long. This is I like doing this too. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for another interview. It's been a couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah. So next week's going to be interesting since we're going to be at Louder Than Life on Thursday. So yeah, to see Slayer, and I didn't realize Slayer. Did you realize I was watching? I was looking at the lineup, and I said, man, you got Max Cavalera and Rob Zombie and Slayer all on the same night.
and depending on how you feel about him, Marilyn Manson, and we have Lamb of
Oh
God.
yeah,
Like I say, depending on how you feel about him.
yeah.
But I mean, and we have Lamb of God, and
Yeah.
we
I
have
think
and
that'll
we
be like my 10th time seeing Lamb of God. So
yeah, and we have the Rob Dukes version of Exodus.
oh, that's true, and I have not ever seen that, so that'd be interesting. So
I mean, Danny Wimmer's not fucking around with coming off the top rope on Thursday with that lineup.
yeah, did I don't know if you've seen this, but the guy that was like booking for Blue Ridge is booking for him now.
Oh no.
Yeah, I see that. I'm like,
but here's the thing though. I mean, don't get me wrong. Blue Ridge, they had a lot of good bands.
Yeah. So that's the thing is like
they do know how to book.
Yeah, Sly can book. He just can't manage anything.
So if Danny Wimmer came in and said, "Okay, all you're doing is booking bands. You are doing nothing else."
Right. Exactly.
So that's fine. You don't get to do anything else.
But he made a post about shuttles, and Susie said, "I wouldn't get on a shuttle, that motherfucker." I don't care if it was the fastest shuttle he ever built. I wouldn't get on it.
Right.
I was like, yeah, probably not. So
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting when I seen that. I said, no fucking way. And I said, damn, that's kind of crazy because I don't know like what all is going to happen with or happened. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's done yet or anything. But the Blue Ridge spectacle from 2 years ago, I don't know if they still owe people money or I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I guarantee you they owe people money.
Oh
Whether
yeah, I'm sure they do.
Is another thing. I guarantee they absolutely owe.
Well, that's the thing is I'm sure they probably had to file some kind of bankruptcy type thing to get out of all that because
probably
I don't see how any way around it. But everybody in that area said that his grandfather was a con man too, so it's kind of like well, maybe it runs in the family. So
sounds like it might.
But yeah, so hopefully Danny Wimmer keeps him on a short leash and
very short leash because I mean.
But honestly,
Danny Wimmer's got it down.
I kind of think that's the reason Danny Hayes backed out. I'm pretty sure that's kind of why he's like, you know what, man, I'm done. I'm not doing anything with that guy. But
I mean,
I can only speculate. I don't know that. So, but it just seemed like the timing there was kind of like, I told my wife, I said, that's probably why Danny Hayes backed out because Hayes is like, him and Hayes and that guy had a lot of heat, for a while. So anyway. All right, guys, don't forget to check out our 24/7 radio station at radio.thefrontrow.net. There are several radio stations there, but we are on the bottom there. So if you want to listen to our radio station,
save the best for last.
24/7, that's right. So,
And visit us on our social media platforms on TikTok, Twitch, Rumble, our YouTube channel, our Facebook group, our Facebook page on X, and on TikTok. Which I have a bone to pick with TikTok. You and I can talk about that after the show. So
Okay. Okay. And then also you can email us at metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us over on Spotify to get all of our playlists. And it's the new music playlist and our theme of the week playlist are all there. So,
mm-hmm.
of course, if you want to listen to the radio station, they're on there too, but just not in that order. So,
Right,
so,
that's right.
so the station kind of plays at random unless I do an actual uh, live thing like I did with Ozzy, which
Yeah,
I'm thinking about trying to do that every once in a while. Just try to get on there and do some live stuff, get some topics going and stuff,
yeah,
and see what we can do there. But
yeah. It would be
um,
fun.
yeah, well, it kind of depends on what happens with the new this work situation going on right now. So
That's true. That's true.
so if that happens, I probably won't have time. But
Well, yeah, also true. At least not
because
right away. Yeah.
I'll be going back to 5 day work weeks. So it sucks.
Ah,
So
balls. Yeah.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah,
I,
if you guys are in the southern middle Tennessee area
mm,
tonight, I mean, come on out. It's going to be a good time. Doors open at 6, music starts at 7. It's the church at 117. It's in Manchester, Tennessee. It's easy to find. It's off of I-24. It doesn't take a whole lot of twists and turns to get there. 4 bands, $10. Our friends Valkyrie's Fire are going to be there. Our friends in Reptilian are going to be there. It's going to be food. It's going to be alcohol if you're into that. If you're in the area, come on out.
yeah,
We'd love to meet you.
yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, that will wrap up this week's show. Hopefully, we will see you guys back here next week. Not sure if this will be a regular thing or a band. We'll find out, I guess.
Yep.
Some bands when I email them say, "Oh, can we do this Saturday?" Well,
Yeah, and we'll
yeah,
be like,
so,
yes, we can.
that's right. Yeah, so I mean, come by and be surprised. If it's a weekly podcast or if it's a band. So
That's right.
um,
Join us either way. Yeah.
that's right. That's right. So anyway, until next time, keep those horns held high. Jump in that pit anytime you can.